Dr Cam Calder.
Mr Speaker, I'm extremely proud of this government's record in protecting the most vulnerable, in what we have done in the time that we have been in this House on the Treasury benches to look after the most vulnerable people in New Zealand. I'm talking about our children, and we see this in a range of efforts and innovations that we have made. Not only are we increasing paid parental leave, but we inherited a situation which, quite frankly, Mr Speaker, was an absolute shame and blot on the escutcheon of this nation. And I refer, of course, to the third world levels of rheumatic fever that we have in many of our communities in this country. And I'm referring, of course, to Manurewa, I'm referring to Pororua, I'm referring to places in Flaxmere and Hastings and other parts across the country that we inherited when we came into this government as a result of the neglect of those in power before us. And this government is spending $60 million to protect those most vulnerable amongst us. And I refer to the Pacifica Maori children living in homes that hitherto had not been heated. We've insulated about 250,000 plus of those along the way. We are putting out programs at schools, drop-in centres and the like, so that these kids can be saved from the ravages of this appalling, debilitating disease. And of course, it is all about triage, Mr Speaker. We haven't got a magic wand. I went to the $2 shop recently, there was not one there. You can't buy a magic wand, you can't change things overnight, but you have got a lot of things you have to be able to address. And we are addressing the problems of rheumatic fever. We're addressing the insulation of homes. We are addressing the vulnerable kids who are abused time and time again by their families, and that's why I'm wearing a white ribbon. The work that Paula Bennett is doing on this is huge. Mr Speaker, I cannot support this bill.
Sue Moroney.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. It is a great pleasure to rise and speak to the second reading